Hello everyone, the Army of Otters here, and welcome back to the Unexplored Commonwealth. Today we're going to be checking out Wicked Shipping Fleet Lockup. This is an old shipping company that was founded by Blake and Tim Flynn, who were brothers, obviously, before the Great War. They had a small fleet of 7 trucks that operated out of this facility. They had dealings with Boston crime boss Eddie Winter, as we'll see later in the video, and actually Eddie Winter is still alive as a ghoul. So Wicked Shipping Fleet Lockup is located just southwest of Concord, directly south of Sanctuary. We'll also be checking out some of the area to the west of Wicked Shipping Fleet Lockup, as it is unmarked. Now, I approached from the south from Walden Pond, Walden Reservoir, so I kind of came in through the back. However, it doesn't really matter where you approach from. There are these two kind of big buildings, almost like farms or something, and we can find some trucks. Now, inside of this red truck, we can find this dead settler with some loot on him, and also there is this safe, which will have some random loot inside of it after we pick it open. Then across from us is another trailer, which we can enter. Inside, we'll find this dead feral ghoul, and then we find a reference to Gary from Vault 108 in Fallout 3. These blocks on the floor spell out Gary, and there's a teddy bear that is obviously very terrified hiding in a wooden crate. Now, inside of the smaller building, we'll find this truck, and just in front of the truck will be a feral ghoul, but we'll shoot him before he can get up. And then over here on the table, we can find a holotape, which details some of the shady business going on here.
Blake, I want you to listen to me as a brother here. This whole deal with Eddie is wicked shiesty. I mean, what kind of business partner threatens to kill you if the deal doesn't go his way? We are in way over our heads, man. I can't see a way out of this. No way except shutting down and getting out of Dodge. Give me a chance to talk this out with you face to face. I just want both of us to get out of this.
So obviously it seems like Tim was beginning to have bad feelings about their business dealings with Eddie Winter. And what were they doing with Eddie Winter? Well, they were apparently smuggling radioactive materials for a big sum of money. Don't know if there was a falling out between Blake and Tim, but we'll talk more about that later. As we head over to the bigger building, we can find this novice lock terminal, and upon hacking it, we can activate this protectron inside, and it can help us clear out any remaining ghouls. As we'll see here, it is very efficient. Wow, he just destroyed that ghoul's day. Anyways, inside of the bigger building, we can find a ton of crates. Obviously, this was a shipping company, so they had a lot of cargo and stuff to move. And there are some feral ghouls inside. They might try and jump scare you, but don't be afraid. Now, over here on the kind of the edge of the room, there are 2 ammunition boxes, one here and one by the door in which we entered. We can also come outside and kind of come to this like little office wing. And over here we can turn off this radio so we don't have any copyright problems. And by the terminal, we can find a Wicked Shipping trailer key, which will unlock various trailers throughout the Commonwealth. And we also have a copy of Grognak the Barbarian, issue number 1. So pretty darn good find. And besides that, though, there isn't a whole lot in here. We can go on the terminal, and you might want to check out the terminal because it'll give you the location of some of the trailers scattered across the map. So this can help you find those trailers and to unlock them. Now, if we head on upstairs, we can actually get onto the roof. And from up here, we can actually jump across using these crates and this truck. And on the other roof, we can find a skeleton along with a lot of pre-war money. What I can tell, it is just random, but anywhere from 23 to 47 pre-war money can spawn up here. I don't know if this is the body of Blake or Tim. We don't really have any indication, but it's just up there and something of interest. And across from there, we can find the body of a woman and some 10mm ammo. Now we can use this key to unlock the expert locked trailer located here, and inside we can find a steamer trunk with various good loot. Now, the other trailers unfortunately cannot be opened, but here at the entrance we can find this like small little survival hut. Inside we can find some pretty small loot such as healing items and a Nuka cherry, so that's pretty good. And then there's healing items in the first aid kit and also a bed to sleep in. Although I guess I don't know what else you would do with a bed, but anyways, there is a bed. Now, if we come up towards the western part of the shipping area, there is a river. If we follow up the river for a little bit, we'll come to this hill, and we can find a destroyed house. Obviously, it has long been abandoned and fallen into a pretty bad state of neglect and disrepair. There really isn't a whole lot of loot in here. There is a toolbox with random loot inside of it, and also some buff out for me. Obviously, it might be a bit random in what you get. Now, if we head just a bit to the southwest, we can find a small camp, but there really isn't a whole lot at this camp. There is some bourbon and stuff like that, but there is a Nuka-Cola Quantum, so that is a pretty good find just below the bench there. Now, if we head up towards the northwest from here, I headed a little bit too west. Eventually, I hit a barrier next to these randomly placed fences. But yeah, heading northwest, eventually you'll run into this small little shack up here, and there's actually a friendly NPC here on the edge of the map in the middle of nowhere. We can talk to this trader and obviously trade things with her. She has a small farm going here, but unfortunately we cannot take her things without it being considered stealing. I mean, it is her stuff, of course. Inside of her house, we can find just various random loot, but everything is considered stealing. So if you have like an evil playthrough going on, obviously you can take it. And she does have an overdue library book in her house. Now, I just wanted to show one of the Wicked trailers located across the world. We are here at Drumlin Diner, which I covered in a previous episode, and just southeast of Drumlin Diner, there is this trailer. It is a Wicked trailer. Normally, it's a master lock, but we can open it at a very low level, and we can find a steamer trunk with some pretty decent loot for a low level. And also there's a pipe pistol. Maybe not such a good find, but hey, we can access it very early, so always be on the lookout for those Wicked shipping trailers. And there you guys have it. Wicked Shipping Fleet Lockup. This is a really kind of fun location because it's in the western part of the map, and this is just a part of the map I never really explored before. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever been here before, but there's a really kind of cool backstory going on here, and it involves one of Fallout 4's many characters, Eddie Winter, which I think is very cool. If you guys have any recommendations or ideas for future videos or future locations, please drop them in the comment section below. And as always, until next time.